Hey everybody, this is Natalie. Today I'm going to show you how I make a quiche using the Swiss chard leaves that I have growing out in my bed out front instead of using a pastry crust. I love pastry crust. I don't love all the fat and guilt that can sometimes come with it because I tell you, that's something I could eat all the time, but this gives me like a little bit lighter option. And it's kind of a novel thing to serve if you're having a brunch, and you can make it ahead and serve it the next day. But it just adds some interest to the table and a little bit of color depending on what you have growing in your garden. All right, let's get cooking. Okay, so I am just going to pull these herbs off. And I'm not too particular with my thyme. Sometimes I just leave if I get a stem on there, no big deal. And this is lemon thyme. So when you're selecting your herbs, I would recommend just touch everything and see what smells good. See what you feel like that day. And I try not to muddy up my quiche with every herb that I have. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it simple. So I have lemon thyme, and then I also have my chives, and then I will somehow work in my chive blooms. Let me put them right in there with the quiche, like mix them in with the egg mixture because they just look beautiful. They're gorgeous. All right, so I got everything separated here. Let's go ahead and empty this into the bowl. Then I will let me do this. I'll save some of these for the top, but then some of these are going to be right mixed in with the quiche because you can. These are edible. They taste yummy. And it adds a little bit of interest. God, they smell good too. This is going to be a small quiche, so actually I have another one of these, some more blooms outside, so I'm just going to use all of these inside the quiche just because they smell so good. Looks good to me. Okay, so these are all the herbs that are going into the quiche. And it looks pretty and it smells good and it's going to taste fabulous. I'll add my salt and pepper in here as well. Okay, so when I'm making my quiche, I don't have a recipe that I use. I go by generally the amount of liquids that I'm going to have in there. And I'll use cream and then eggs and the cheese, of course. Here's the gruyere. And so based on the amount of cheese I have, I will base the egg content and then the cream. So for this one, I know this is going to be probably too big. I don't want to make one that big. This is going to be too small. And these two will be just right. I'll probably use 4 or 5 eggs, probably 5 eggs. And I think the leaves, these leaves will look beautiful in this tart pan. Even though I have a better display for this one. So we're going to use this one. Now I'm going to steam the leaves very lightly. You don't want to overcook them. And that will soften them up and make them pliable so that I can use them in my tart pan. All right, let's get started. Okay, I can already see that my pan is about to come to a boil. So I'm going to blanch these leaves individually. Now, I've done this with beet leaves before, but never with chard leaves. And so this is the first time for me using the chard leaves. But the beet leaves are very durable. They're thin. They almost look like bat skin, okay? All right. So you're not going to bring these to like a full-on boil with the leaf in there. You're going to actually turn my, so I'm turning it down to simmer right now. So I'm just going to test it to see how movable it is. It's very good. All right. Looks good. All right, so I'm gonna put this here on my dish towel. Let's go ahead and get this one and the little one. God, and they smell very earthy too. They smell wonderful. Now, a lot of people don't like the earthy smell, the earthy flavor, and I do. I didn't always like it, but I thought what I have to do is have to convince myself how healthy it is. And then I look at this leaf and I say, hey, that's what it looks like if your cholesterol is below 200, okay? This is what it looks like. So if you go with that, then it makes it a little bit easier. Oh my goodness. All right, so now we're gonna pat them dry. Take my terry cotton cloth here. Nice, these are the detailing cloths I speak about sometimes on my channel. And they're great for cleaning cast iron or wiping things off the cast iron cooktop. All right, so these are holding up very nicely. I'm happy with how long I cooked them, so. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is butter my pan. I would use a cooking spray, but I don't have one. I used to have an olive oil cooking spray, but this is fine. So just to make sure you get in all of the cracks here, all the little ridges, just go there through it with your fingers. Make sure you get it everywhere. We are going to crack some eggs inside our mixing bowl. I decided to add some sour cream too. Just adds this richness. I would probably even add grated onion. That would be something you could add, just a little bit. We're going to add some sour cream. Just a dollop. While we're at it, we're going to put a dab of mustard in there too. Okay. And then we're going to add our cream after that. And then the cheese. Okay. Okay, that should be enough for that pan. I'm hoping I got my numbers right on this. We will see. I usually do pretty good about it. Okay, just kind of incorporate that around. Hopefully you can see that. Looks beautiful. Looks beautiful. So I preheated my oven here to 425. So we'll cook it for the first 15 minutes or so at 425, and then turn it down to, oh gosh, maybe 325 for the next 30 minutes. All right, so now we are ready to line our pan. Let's go ahead and do that. And you want the, I guess, the vein side up so that you have the nice smooth side down when you turn the quiche over. Okay, so I think, let's do it like this. Okay, do it like that. And then let me alternate the orange and the, actually I'm not gonna need all these, so anyway. Then let me just use the smaller ones. Okay. Okay. just like that. Okay, we'll need one more over here. I'm going to get the stem off of those. You can kind of cut this with a knife too, but okay, like that. Okay, so we have everything ready to pour the mixture in. All right, wish me luck. All right. Actually, before you do that, you want to put it on a pan just to protect from any kind of mess. Okay. All right. All right, that should be just perfect. And this will puff up too. But there you go. All right. Now, I'm just going to get my scissors and cut around the edge. Okay. You can use a knife too. Okay. Okay, before I put it in the oven, I'm just going to one little last bit of salt here and a little pepper. All right, let's put it in the oven. Whew. Okay, I just took the quiche out of the oven. It looks good. I'm going to let it cool down and then I will plate it. Okay, as you can see, when I turned it over, some of the, it looks like some of the egg baked through the chard leaves here, but it still looks pretty enough. And so I garnished with some more of the chive blooms and then laid some on top. But just imagine if you were serving this at a brunch, you could cut it in like slices. It would be really, really nice. Okay, let's give it a taste and see how it is. I'm curious. The consistency is really good. It's cooked perfectly. Very good. Wow. The lemon thyme in here is very vibrant. I love the lemon thyme, so very good. All right. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy.